Hey, everybody, I hope you're doing well, wherever you may be in the world. Today, I thought it'd be a good opportunity for us to go live and talk about a little bit of work that I'm trying to do in this open source DJ app. So this is a open source DJ app that we're creating in JUCE. So something a little bit like Serato or Tractor, and just wanted to get a basic prototype working with some of the main features that you'd expect to see in one of those apps. And if you want a link to the repository, the link is in the description below, called JUCE DJ app. So the thing that we're working on today is that there's a open. So basically, one of the biggest things about making a DJ app like Serato or Tractor is having the digital vinyl control. So there are a couple libraries that you can use to achieve this, or if you're so ambitious to do so, you could write it yourself. But they're one of the biggest or most well-known open source libraries for this is called XWax. So I think it's actually the only open source repository that you have for this type of functionality. There's another one that's called Miss Pinky, but that's closed source. And I actually have a pretty good implementation that I use for one of my private code bases. But I thought that it would be cooler to try to get this one working because it's open source, and also because there's actually a great open source DJ app that I'm going to eventually use to draw some inspiration from in order to actually get it up and running. So as we get stuck, we'll reference back to that other open source library. Of course, making sure that we cite it and reference it, letting people know where the original source of the information is and everything. But I think it'll be a good learning experience it's definitely gonna be a learning experience for me. And I think it'll be a good learning experience for other people as well. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to try to, well, I'm not going to say try, because I actually did this myself yesterday just to make sure that I could actually do it, which is expanding the CMake, expanding our CMake file to actually bring in this XWax repository. So it'll clone the repo, and then it'll actually, we don't actually need to link it, because basically this is all just a big, this repository is just a big folder of C files and header files. So this is not C++, this is written in C. There are no CMake files in here or anything. So this is actually kind of a simpler implementation of being able to link an external repository into your project. And it was definitely a learning experience for me, and I hope it is for you as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to navigate to the repository. So if I go to my command line here, so we can see here that I'm just in my command line. So if I just command open dot, then we'll see that this actually opens up the repository as it is. So once again, we're trying to grow a little bit as developers, moving from the producer into CMake. So as you can see here, we know it's a CMake library because we know that it's using CMake as a build system because we have this CMake list.txt that is that's there in the root of the repository, okay, in the root of the folder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually just open this up, and we can see what it says here. So so this is a CMake file, and this this can look very intimidating if you've never seen anything like this before. But what I'm going to show you is that what I did yesterday was I was able to kind of just look at the things that I have in here already, and more or less just kind of hack my way through getting the library, bringing the repository into my project. So what we'll do is we'll just go down here line by line and see what we need to do. So and just show you some of my intuition as I've been able to as I was able to kind of figure it out on my own with a little bit of help from Eyal Amir over in our audio programmer Discord. So big shout out to Eyal if you're watching, or tell him that I gave him a shout out. So he's one of our CMake masters. So as we can see, we're using this feature that's in CMake called fetch content. So this is a way that we can actually pull in a repository from GitHub. So we can see what it is, because for example, we've got JUCE here, right? And here's the link to the repository. Then we have this tag where we're pulling from the master branch on JUCE. Get shallow just means that, and we have this turned on. So if we turn this off, what that means is that, if I remember correctly, that when you pull down from that repository, or you clone that repository, that it'll clone the entire Git history as well. So having shallow on just means that we're not going to clone the entire repository history. We don't need that. And then this just refers to the version number of JUCE that we wanted to pull in. So I just decided when I was doing this, okay, well, let's just start there. That's a good place for us to start in terms of trying to pull this in. And so I'm just going to call fetch content. Oh, not that. Content, and then declare. And then I'm just going to fill in. First thing I'm going to do is just fill in the same information here. So if we go here, here's the open source repository that we're trying to link to. So this is called XWax. So with a lowercase x and a lowercase w. So this is just XWax, and then the next field is Git repository. And then that's just the link to the actual repository itself. Oh, sorry, I need to actually go here. Copying this because we just need to link to the actual Git repo. And then we will do Git tag. And this is, we're pulling from the master branch. So once again, we'll do origin master. And then we will, like the other ones, we will have get shallow on. And then that's it, right? So that's the first part. Then what we need to do is we need to make it available in our project. So now I can do fetch content. Oh, I don't know why it keeps doing that. Then make available, and here we will just put XWax. Okay. So then the next thing that we need to do is we want to include it in our target. Okay. So so to do this, once again, I'm just riffing off of what I've already written for the other one. And one of the things here, so this is the part that actually got, one of the parts that actually got me tripped up was that I thought that I needed to do this. I needed to use this line called get property. But this is actually something specific that we needed to specifically do for the taglib library, just because of the way that the CMake file was written. Since this has no CMake library itself, we can just call if xwax populated, then we just want to do target include directories, and then it is okay. So what I'd like to do here is I'd like to show you a little bit of logic in terms of how I came to what I'm about to write here. So if I go to my to my source file here, and I go to builds, and then I go into depth, this underscore depths, which is dependencies, because this is one part that always that kind of messed me up, that took me a little while to figure out, is just how do you actually get to the what do you actually write in here, right? So in this particular situation, when this pulls in these dependencies, if I go into taglib/source, so I was thinking, okay, how did we come to know that what we needed here was the taglib source directory /taglib. And what I did was I looked in here to see that when it's actually CMake is actually building all of this and pulling everything in, that I said, okay, well, it's looking in the taglib source directory, which is this taglib source. Okay, so taglib source directory. And then here it says /taglib. So I go, okay, /taglib. And in here are all the files. Then there was this part that says property include directories. So then I said, okay, well, what's that mean? I opened up the CMake list, that's in this directory. And then boom, look here, it says it has this little part here that says include directories, and it has all of these paths, right? So I'm saying, okay, so that makes sense here, because we have get property, then we have this variable directory that is this where the source directory is /taglib, just like what we have here, right? So if I go back here, /taglib, and then all of the files that we want to bring into our project are in here. I say, okay, but in my particular situation, so let me go into xwax. So this is the repository that I want to bring in. Everything, fortunately for us, everything that we need is actually here in the root folder of the repository. So this is the repository, and all the files that we need here are just in the top level folder. Okay, the top level Git repository. Okay, so what I could say is, hopefully I got this right, and I didn't forget this. So if we go $, and so this is Oh, I don't even think I need this. I think it would be $. See, this is where we're going to test this out and see if it works and see where it breaks. Okay, so I think that this needs to actually be XWax, because that's the library that we're talking about. Oop, I forgot a W there. And then this will be source directory. So this is the XWax source directory, which is this. And that's all we need. We don't need any subfolder here. Okay. So I think that that is it right there. Okay. Then so let's see if it breaks here so far. So what I can do is I'm going to just erase. Oh, I need to go to my builds folder. So erase everything that I have in the builds folder. Just move that to the trash. And then I'm going to go to my CMake command. So CMake -b builds/g xcode. So what that means is that from my CMake lists .txt, I'm putting all of the build files into this builds folder. So there's nothing in there currently. And then what I want to do is I want to generate an Xcode project for this. So if I was in CLion, I guess it would be CLion. If it was VS Studio, then it would be VS Studio 2019, I think. So let's see what happens. Let's see if it breaks when I do this. Okay, so as we can see, as soon as I hit that, it started generating some CMake files, and let's see what happens here. So as we can see, it's now cloning the JUCE repository here. So it says cloning into JUCE-src. So you can see that here in the dependencies, we have the JUCE being pulled in as a dependency. Okay, so we see that we have this build succeeded, so all of that is working fine, and hopefully it will do the same thing for XWax as well. So we'll just wait for a second to do this. And so it's doing taglib now. So now we have taglib. Now it's doing some stuff, I think, that's taglib specific. I'm not sure if that's for taglib or for XWax. So now we're just seeing if this will work for XWax. Okay, so seems like something. So I haven't done something here. So, but so far so good. We haven't actually got any errors. So one thing that I noticed here is that I forgot to put end if here. So that's probably why that didn't work properly. So let me just run that command again. Let me bring it out here so you can see what happens with the folders. And so see, we're getting some more action here. But still no XWax. So we should be seeing 3 XWax folders in here. So we need to do a little bit more here. So we don't need to link any libraries. So we have this target link libraries. We don't need to put XWax in there because we don't actually have any libraries that we're trying to link. We're just trying to link the source files themselves. So let me just take a look here. 1 second. I'm just looking at my other screen here. And Okay, so it looks like I don't actually want to put this in quotes here. So let me just go back to, oh, I'm missing a $sign. I think that's what's happening here. Okay, so let me just pull all of this. And then I think I need to remove these quotes because this is just, that's just what to call it. Okay. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to save it. That's what I forgot to do. That is one essential thing that I forget to do every now and then, is that I make changes, but you actually have to hit Command S to save this. Now let's see what happens here. So we should see some new, there we go. Cool. So now we have some new source folders. Okay. So let's just take this step by step and go into the Xcode project and see what we have so far, because this was actually a very good learning lesson for me when I was going through this, and help me just get a little bit more knowledge of what's happening with CMake. So as we can see, there's no Xwax folder, there's no Xwax stuff in here yet. Okay, but I think if I go in here, so if I go in here and then I try to do, let's see if I can do hashtag include, and I believe it's time coder. Let's see if my autocomplete decides to yeah, so okay, so it seems like I can't actually call, I can't actually bring it in yet, so or actually include any of the files yet. So far so good. We don't have any errors, but at the same time, we aren't really able to do, we aren't able to actually include any headers just yet. Okay, but we still got build succeeded. So nothing has actually broken just yet. So we see that this project's actually working. Okay, so we got a little bit more work to do. Okay, so our Xwax source directory is working, and then I'm surprised that I thought by now I would be able to actually include the Xwax folder in there. So let's just see. I'm trying to think if I'm missing something here. So oh, I haven't actually added it to my target. I think it's that I haven't actually added those to my target sources yet. So this is how you actually, so you have these, let me open this up. So if you press here, you actually have a set of different targets that you have. Okay, so the target that I'm talking about is JUCE DJ app. So that's the actual name of the project. And I haven't actually added it to my target sources just yet. So I believe the next step would be go target sources. And then what we want is we are adding XWax to our target, which is our project name. Our project name, so this $ project name is way up here, where we have project, which is JUCE DJ app. Okay, so that's just showing you where I'm getting all of this stuff from. So we want project name, and then private, and then would it be XWax $? See is XWax. Okay, so let's see if that works. Okay, so now we're going to go back here, run CMake build again, see if. Okay, so it's doing a bunch of stuff. And now let's see now if I can include it. So if I do hashtag include time. Okay, so there we see what the difference is there. So remember how I was saying that I couldn't include any header files there from the library. So now that I've included it in the target, in my target sources, so it's target source files for my particular target. Now I can actually include a header from the library. Okay, so but we can see that there's another problem, which is that okay, cool, I can actually include it in as a header. Okay, but all my source files are in here, right? So here you see that I was including timecoder.h, and that's where that is. But if you take a look here, it's nowhere in my project. Okay, it's nowhere in my source tree. I don't actually even see it anywhere. So if I actually do Command-Shift-F and look for timecoder, it doesn't actually show it in my project. So that's problematic because I'm going to need to actually be able to see the I need to actually be able to see the source files, because I want to be able to reference those when I'm actually like writing my source code, or else I'm going to constantly be going back to the folder, right? And I'm not going to know everything, it's not convenient at all. So now I want to actually put this into my source tree, right? So we've now included the directories, and then what we can do here is we can see here that it says we want all the source code in the source directory, right? So now what I could do is I can actually do the same thing, but do it for these XWax files. So I'm going to call global recurse, and I can just call this whatever I want. So I'm going to call this XWax files, and then configure depends. And then basically I just want to riff off of what I have up here. So here I'm going to, it's calling the CMake current source directory /source.cpp. So it's actually taking all of that and it's pulling it into the source directory. Okay. So here I'm going to do the same thing, except I'm going to do I want to do xwax source directory. Okay. Slash, and then this, we have this star, which is just any file. It's basically saying wildcard any file that has CPP, except this is a C library, not a C++ library. So I'm going to do star.c. And then I'm going to do the same thing, but star.header. Okay. So now I'm going to save that. I'm not going to do the same mistake that I did earlier. And then I will show you, close out this Xcode project, and we will build again, see where we're at. So here we go. It's doing all of its thing. Okay, so we didn't get any errors, which is nice. And now we're going to go back to the Xcode project, open it up, and let's see, what do we see? I don't see anything. Oh, that's one reason that that did not work, is because what I need to do now is I've created this this variable called xwax files, and now instead of xwax, this needs to be xwax files. Okay, save this, build again. Okay, it's doing its thing. Now we will open the Xcode project again. And it's still not in there. Interesting. I thought it would be in there now. Okay, let me go back here. Target sources. So I need to add this. Yes, that's what I need to do. I need to add it to my source group. So I'm going to do this line again. And then this is going to be xwax files. Going to go ahead and build this again. So Jazz says, I wish this automation could be automated itself so we don't have to manually write everything, but just interlinks to the repository. Oh, I wish. That would be amazing. So, okay, so we have an error. Okay, so, and I'm not sure if you can see it, but basically it says source group root. Users, all of this and source is not a prefix of file. So basically it's saying we're looking in the wrong place. So this is not, so see how I have CMake current source directory. So that's the top root level CMake list. And what I want this to actually be is I want it to be, this needs to be xwax. So this actually xwax is that source, source directory, and no source because there's no source inside that folder. And save this. And now we will go back. We will build again. Let's see if this works now. So, okay, no build errors, which is cool. let's just open all of this again. Still not the result that I expected. Okay, so I was expecting the XWax files to populate within my JUCE DJ app project. Okay, so that did not happen. So let's take a look back here and let's take a look at our CMake file. Okay, so we got XWax source directory, XWax files. Okay, I think what I need to do is I need to bring this up here like this because I want to put this in. No, I don't want to put that in there. I want to put it in in this folder called source. So if I go like this and then hit save. So this should work. Okay, so now we're back to what we had before. Let's see here. Okay. So okay. No, I don't think that that's right. Ah, I know what it is. Okay, so now I need target sources. Is it this? Again. It's doing its thing. Just okay. Okay. All right. So I haven't done something right here. Just referencing what I've actually written here. Wax source directory. End of. Then I am including this in the source directory, which worked because that worked because I was able to actually include the header, so that seems to be fine. I missed a dollar sign. Missed a dollar sign here. So that's one thing. And then see here. Oh, I haven't actually put anything in here. So let me see. So this would be $. Then what would it be? X wax files. That's one reason why the source group would not appear, because I don't actually have anything written in there. So did I save that? Nope, gotta save it. Okay, so here we go. Let's build this again. Okay, so now we'll open up the Xcode project and we'll see. Still not seeing what I expect to be seeing. I expect to be seeing all of the XWax source code in this JUCE DJ app folder, but I'm not seeing that. Okay, so let me do, okay, so one of the first things that I do when I encounter something like this is I will erase the builds folder and I will build it all again. So this is going to take a little bit of a moment to actually do, because it's got to clone everything again. So it's going to take a second. So Jess asks, how is the other DJ app coming along? When is the big release? I need to actually quit messing around and actually put that out. I'm going to probably do a live stream later on this week where I'm actually working on that project. So yeah, so I need to put it out as an alpha and build a website or something for it. Yeah, I need to quit messing around. So soon I'll do a video on it this week. So okay, so now we're getting to the XWax part. Hopefully this actually all works properly. So yeah, Jess says I would pay to test it. Do you DJ, Jess? Because if you DJ and you have one of the supported mixers, I could send it to you. Okay, let's see what Xcode project we have now. Still the same thing. Interesting. Okay, so let me see something here. So if I go into, I'll just go in here and just try to include time. Okay, so it's not actually letting me call up the header file for the library. Okay, so I'm doing something wrong. Okay, so let me go back here. I'm going to go back line by line and actually look at what okay. So that fetch content. Yeah. XWax, Git repository. Just make sure everything is spelled properly. Git tag, origin master, Git shallow is on. Make available. All of that is good. If XWax populated, target include directories. Tag public. $sign $x source directory. And this. So all of that is fine. Then I'm doing a global recurse to bring, call it xwax files. Then it's $xwax underscore source underscore dir slash, let's see, xwax source directory slash header. And then xwax source directory xwax files source files. Ah, I see it. This needs to be capitalized. It's lowercase x. It needs to be capitalized. Okay, so let's try this again. Oh my goodness, why doesn't it let us know about these things? Okay. Ah, there we go. I saw something happen. Did something happen? I'm still not seeing. Okay, so let me see if I can actually include I'm still not able to include time coder. What have I done wrong here? I've missed something here. Oh, I forgot to save it, didn't I? Did I forget to save it? Ah, there we go. Got it. Okay, cool. So now we're where I expect to be. So now what's happened is everything is included properly. So yeah, that's just a tip. Always make sure you save your CMake. Always make sure you save your CMake file before you try to build again, or else it will not. The build will not read the changes that you've made. Okay, so now we're in a place where we actually see our library, right? But this is not what we want, because this is now just a list of the source files from the library just in our in our target, in our JUCE DJ app, and it's just all just there. We need this to be organized. So what we can do now is we can actually go back here to our source group, and here in prefix, I can actually, it'll actually nicely make a folder if I just call this xwax. Okay, and then while I'm at it, I can actually just call this source. Okay, so this, if I save this, and then I run it again, then we will see that luckily, if everything works properly, that everything is now nicely organized. So see how we have source folder and all of my sources in there. And now I have xwax and all of the XWAX stuff is in there. Okay. The only thing is that I need to, I'll eventually want to have it. I'm not quite sure how to wrangle this into place, but I would like to have, see how this tag and tag C is outside here and it's like being linked in. What I would like to do is have XWAX tag and tag C all within some type of libs or some type of dependencies folder. So that's something that maybe I would take a look at and take a look at getting into place. So now what I should be able to do is I should be able to include time coder. I'm not sure why that's not working. Yeah, weird. I feel like something is still not quite right, but it's all there. It's all there, but for some reason, I'm still not able to actually include it, which is strange. Let me see, include. I don't think this will make a difference, but oh no, it does. Huh. So you need to use the angle brackets and not the quotes. Let me just make sure that that is the case for. That is something I did not know, but now I do know. So let me just do that here. Include time coder. Yep. So that is now I'm able to include those just fine. Okay, so now I will just do one more thing. So now I'm pretty much in the place where I was when in my latest commit to the main branch on the GitHub repo. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do git reset --all. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do git checkout main just to bring me back up to, well, your local changes would be overwritten by. So I thought if I do git, so let me just, do I need to like actually exit out of this? Just if I do git reset. Okay, now if I do git checkout main. Okay, now I should be good. Okay, I guess I just had to actually exit out of the CMake file. CMake is strange sometimes. Okay, so let's see. Now the last thing that I'm going to do before I go is I'm going to actually let's go back here. Let's see if we can just we're just going to create some source files for our vinyl system. So let's see. So if we are in JUCE DJ app, let's ls. So we will go ls source. So we'll cd into source. Sorry. So cd into source. And then here are all of our folders. And then I'm going to make, let's see, so I'm going to make a directory. So make dir, let's call this, let's call it, we could call it control, vinyl control, we could call it vinyl system. I'll call it digital digital vinyl system. Yeah, I'll call it digital vinyl system. Is that right? Just thinking to myself that that's what I want to call it. Okay, yeah, that's fine. We're gonna lean into this. Okay, then we'll CD into digital vinyl system. We will touch, which means we're going to create a file, and I will call this digital vinyl actually I'm gonna, yeah, I'll just call it digital vinyl system. Or should I call it DVS? I'll call it DVS.cpp. Can I do two of them in a line like that? Looks like I can. Yes, so now we have our CPP and our H files in there. And now so now the thing is that if we look in our source tree here in our Xcode project, we don't see it, of course, because we need to build all of this again. So now I'm just going to run this. And technically, I would probably think that I'd want to just erase the builds folder and just do it all again. But let's just see if I can just do this really quick, because I don't want you to wait all the way through the build. So we can see here the source directory does not appear to contain CMake list.txt. So now we need that's because I'm not currently in my root folder where my CMake folder is. So I need to go cd. I need to change directory 2 directories back. Run the same command again to build. And so what we should see a new folder here called digital vinyl system when it's all said and done. Okay, and there we see it. So now we see digital vinyl system.cpp and digital vinyl system.h. Okay, and that's where I'm going to leave things for today. So that was a good one, good learning lesson regarding CMake and some CMake learning lessons. I hope that's been useful for everybody. And yeah, I'll let you go. I'll see you next time. I hope you enjoyed the stream and see you again soon.